Hey y'all, IrixGuy here, back again with another live event. This was unscheduled. I just decided I would set it up. Testing my audio. Audio looks good in the control room. So let me go ahead and share this on social media. If you've tuned in, go ahead and share it on your social media because we're going to have a lot of cool content here. Today's primary topic will be the new drones. The new drones that have released in the latter part of this year, 2016. So I'm just tweeting this out. Again, I encourage y'all to do the same. Be thinking of questions. This is a live show, so I can read and have the opportunity to respond live. Be just a second while I get these out. Got it on Twitter, and I'm going to send it out on various other social media. Can everyone hear me okay and see me okay? I'm doing 1080p. I've upgraded my bandwidth, so I hope that it's sufficient. There's one more second while I get this out. Okay, I sent it out to social media. I got some people tuning in. Good evening from the UK. What do you think of GoPro Karma? Actually, great question, and that's going to be one of the focal points of this particular live show. And have I tried the new Mavic yet? I have not. The Mavic has still not arrived, but I hope to get it ASAP. And let's see. So good morning, good afternoon, everyone, wherever in the world everyone is. So just to start things off, I do have the GoPro Karma, and I do have the DJI Mavic incoming. GoPro Karma, I should, fingers crossed, have this, well, not this week, but next week. So hopefully as early as Monday or Tuesday, I'll start releasing some of my first GoPro Karma videos. Now I know there's a lot of people out there that have been lucky enough to receive production versions of the Mavic and the Karma. And the consensus, at least what I've seen so far, is that the DJI Mavic is likely the winner. But again, I haven't had my hands on either. And in the spirit of IrixGuy's Adventure Channel, whether it's good or bad, I'm going to take it out in the field and I'm going to see what it does. And I'll let y'all, my viewers, determine which drone you feel is the best. Now, if I had to speculate, I would not unfortunately, but if I had to speculate, I would say it's probably going to be DJI Mavic, just based upon the feedback that I've received and just how many drones DJI has already brought to market. So they're experts with the drones. But GoPro has a longer history with cameras. And something that I've heard, and I don't know what y'all have heard about let's see, hey, would be interested in hearing about your trip to GoPro Studios. You've been out and about quite a bit recently. Yeah, I'll get to that here in just a second. And other questions y'all have here. I know I haven't had a live show in a while. I've actually been out and about a lot, so I haven't had as much studio time to be in the studio and do a live show. So, yeah, the GoPro Karma, Logan in chat made a great point. He said GoPro Karma is cool because you can get a handheld gimbal with it. That's one of the things with the GoPro. I look at the GoPro Karma as more of a mount, because when you get it, you're getting the ability to fly around with your GoPro, but you're also getting the handheld option. And if you look at all those components priced separately versus bundled together with the Karma, it can really add up. So from a cost perspective, the Karma drone is really inexpensive considering all the functionality you get. The DJI Mavic, it seems to be a lot more portable, and I have a feeling that from what I've seen online, again, I haven't field tested it yet, but the consensus opinion that I've seen online is that the GoPro Karma tends to have a little bit of a drift to it when it's hovering. And that's something that the Mavic and the Phantom 4 don't seem to be plagued by. Not that that's necessarily a problem, but something to be aware of. And obviously to be safe and responsible and continue to enjoy this hobby, flying line of sight should be mandatory in most every situation. So with that being the case, the lesser range of the Karma shouldn't be an issue for most people. But again, that's something that the Mavic, from a specs perspective, has the edge. It's got longer range. So, I don't know. I will say I'm genuinely... Hey, here comes Sean Coonery. Sean Coonery, the enormous Maine Coon cat. So many people have said that, Sean Coonery is not real. Whoa. There is Sean Coonery right there, and tell me he's not real. So, did you buy a bundle package? No, I did not buy the bundle. And the reason being is that, and I don't know if this is speculation or whatever, but a lot of people seem to think that if you buy a bundle, they likely ship less quickly. So I just got the Mavic, and I've got the Mavic and all the other drones on 400orbelow.com for everybody that's interested. It's I agree. I have a feeling the Mavic is definitely probably going to be the top dog. What's so cool about the Mavic is just that super small size, and I wish that if DJI really wanted to put a nail in the coffin, they would somehow create a modular camera for the Mavic that can then go on some sort of gimbal. I know DJI's got the Osmo, but if they could just kind of have it all integrated into one kit, that'd be pretty cool. So, yeah, let me see here. Just looking at sorry, I've got a lot of windows up here, and I've got Sean Coonery's attacking the laptop. So, I hope DJI maintains both platforms. I agree. The Phantom, what I would like to see is obviously the continuation of the DJI Phantom series. I would like to see the Phantom series become the Pro platform, and then the Mavic become the very high quality and portable platform. I think that would make sense. I just don't see from and I know there's a lot of people, they want to get their expensive DSLR or mirrorless camera up in the sky, but I just can't. I would go as far as to say for 95% of the people in the world, I don't see why a larger drone would be of value. But yeah, GoPro has, at least according to Wall Street, they've been poorly perceived. The GoPro stock price, if you watch stocks, has rapidly plummeted. So I hope that's not an indication of problems. My assumption is that it may be because their distribution network may not be as grand as it should be. Do you think the Mavic will hold well in strong wind due to its size? That's one of the things I'm most excited to test, because I can say with the Phantom 2, Phantom 2 Vision Plus, Phantom 3 Pro, and Phantom 4, even in moderate wind, they still performed well. Just the flight dynamics, and then also the video stability. It was remarkable how stable that was in wind. And you can check out some of my recent videos, some of the most recent DJI Phantom 4 videos, actually some of which I posted today. Some of those environments that I was flying in over the ocean with the huge waves, those environments were just a true testament of how well the Phantom 4 can perform. What are you expecting on the Inspire 2? Well, personally, for me to even look at the Inspire 2, it's going to have to be small. I just can't deal with a drone that's that big. I mean, I don't want to have to lug something around. Now with the Mavic on the table, the DJI Phantom's going to start to feel large for a lot of people. But, at least with the Phantom, I was able to find a solution, and I always loved my case, my waterproof and ruggedized case. But most recently, I packed it into this dry bag. And you can find it on 400orbelow.com. But it was basically, it didn't make the Phantom 4 much larger than the styrofoam case that it comes in. So from a portability perspective, both size and weight, it was easily manageable. Yeah, sure, smaller would be better. But I think if they do release an Inspire 2, I think they're going to have to make it smaller. I mean, that size and that weight is just, it's overwhelming. I mean, it really is. Have you tried the GoPro Karma with Hero 5 Black? Actually, that's what I have coming, is GoPro Karma with Hero 5 Black. Currently, I have the Hero 5 Session, which I've been very impressed with. Now, granted, the Hero 5 Session doesn't have user replaceable batteries, so I carried a battery bank and a solar panel around with me. But check out my videos. I've got a ton of videos that I filmed with the Hero 5 Session. I posted a few. Actually, I posted one today, a driving video over Simpson Bridge. And no, I definitely, the Phantom 3 Pro, I definitely would say is not obsolete. But if I was buying a new drone, I would go with the Phantom 4 if I was looking at a Phantom, just for the reason that, with the platform that's the older platform, the batteries and the accessories are going to slowly become harder to come by. And that's what solar panel are you using? Let me get you a link to this. It'll be just a second here. Hold on, I'm pulling that up for everyone for the solar panel. Be just a second. I will be right back with that link. I lost my live window. I hope everybody can still see me here. Bounced into another window, and I'm actually running two computers. I got the main computer in the studio that's got the camera tethered to it, and then I've got my laptop right here, and Sean Coonery, the enormous Maine Coon cat, sitting on the table. Okay, solar panel for Hero 5. It is right here now. So the way I do it is that obviously before I leave the studio. So that's the link to the solar panel for the Hero 5. So before I leave the studio, what I'll do is completely charge the battery bank that's part of that solar panel. And then that way I've got several recharges of the Hero 5 Session. But while I'm out on the beach or whatever, I can put that battery bank that has a solar panel attached out in the sun and slowly trickle charge it. Now obviously it's going to charge more quickly with a USB port, but it's just a great way to keep things topped off if you are using the GoPro Hero 5 Session, which the Session has a lot of things going for it. It's got 4K 30. It's got very small form factor. And again, since I use a battery bank, I don't look at not having replaceable batteries as a disadvantage. But if something ever failed with the battery internally, that could spell problems. Have been playing around with the Breeze, not very heavy duty, but might have some uses. A comment from a fan in chat here. Typhoon H was enough for me, man. I mean, I took it out in the field, and and had problems, a defective micro SD card slot, I don't know if the camera was defective or if it was just super poor quality. I just wasn't impressed. So I've kind of looked the other way with that. What do you think the culprit of shipping delays is? Actually, my assumption is that often, I talk about GoPro and I talk about DJI. I think GoPro, the shipping delays with that may be the result of lessons learned, because if you've watched GoPro for a while, and this is something that happened. GoPro Session, not the Hero 5 Session, but the GoPro Session was inevitably the first product that GoPro released that was a complete failure. It was overpriced. They had too many units. And I think what we're seeing with the supply of GoPro Karma is GoPro being cautious and realizing, we don't want to overproduce. We want to see how well these are going to sell before we create more units. So I think that may be the reason there. And then also, if there's limited supply, it often signals that something may be more popular than it actually is. If you create a perceived shortage to the consumers, that can imply that it's so good it's just going flying off the store shelves. So there's a couple ways to look at it. And I think with DJI on the other hand, I think that may be, it may be authentic demand, because that Mavic, that thing looks like a beast. It's everything. I've been preaching since I had Phantom 1, we need a smaller, more lightweight drone. And then they came out with Inspire, which just, it infuriated me. I'm like, is the trend with the drone industry going to be bigger now? I don't want a bigger drone. I want something I can throw in a backpack comfortably and carry wherever. And, that's when I see Mavic, it just puts a smile on my face, and I can't wait to get it. Again, a lot of people have asked me when I'm going to get these drones. I can say that hopefully, and I'm 99% certain that I should have GoPro Karma early next week. So with that being the case, stay tuned for a ton of Karma videos. The Mavic, I don't have an expected ship date for it yet. So I don't know. Awesome. Hello, everyone. Got people from all over the world here. Yeah, death of 3DR Solo. So sad about Solo, because that was, that was one of those platforms. I think they had bad timing. They, my Unique, I shipped it back for a refund because it was defective. That was a Typhoon H. The death of the 3DR Solo. Yeah, that 3DR Solo, they really, I kind of feel bad for the company, because from a design perspective, it looked really nice. But from a release, when they released it, it was just doomed to fail, because right when they made their announcement, I think it was it Phantom 4 that came out at the same time with the obstacle avoidance and everything. And it pretty much just outshined 3DR Solo. And ironically, when Karma announced, DJI quickly responded with DJI Mavic, and it's smaller, it's more portable. It seems to be that looking at it on paper, it looks like the build quality may even be better. So DJI's kind of seems that DJI may have accomplished the same thing with their Mavic that they did their Phantom 4. Just completely outshining the competition. And then with the DJI really is winning, and that's the thing. I'm never one to be, and obviously inevitably a lot of people will deem me a fanboy of DJI because I fly so many DJI products, and it's because it's been such a good user experience for me. Again, with any sort of new technology, there's a lot of troubleshooting challenges, but I've embraced those troubleshooting challenges, and I feel that those troubleshooting challenges have added an element of entertainment value to the experience, and that's Phantom 1 through present. Now, obviously, as the drones have gotten more advanced, I've encountered less troubleshooting scenarios, but that's one of the things in my book, and I'm not talking about DJI support, because I've heard a lot of people say horrible things, but I can tell you from what I've dealt with, there's never been an issue that I couldn't troubleshoot and resolve myself, and that says a lot about a product. or it says I'm a big nerd and I know how to troubleshoot. I don't know. But the people that have dealt with DJI support, the consensus seems to be that it's so. When I buy these things, I'm buying, unfortunately, with zero expectation for support. That's one place where GoPro could really have an edge, because if you've ever dealt with GoPro for the camera support in the past, you've probably found somebody that was super friendly, super intelligent, and just super swift to get to the resolution. I'm on the phone with them. They're happy to talk to me. They tell me what I need to know. They don't waste my time. They don't transfer me to a supervisor or transfer me to tier 2 support or whatever. They just own the issue and get it resolved. Now, if we had some support like that with DJI would ultimately crush everybody. And the assumption here, at least that I have about DJI, is that I feel they're probably a good buyout candidate. Someone like Apple, maybe someone like Google, probably more of an Apple, more of a design company, because this is the creme de la creme of drones without a doubt. And can you imagine an even bigger, more established company taking over DJI's products? I mean, think about that. That could be really fascinating. Did you hear about the Phantom 4 Pro rumor? Actually, I have not. And if anybody in here knows anything about that, is it going to add a modular camera? What's the Phantom 4 Pro expected to bring to the table? Quadcopter flight control. How important is the ability to fly in all 4 orientations? Surprisingly enough, I only fly in the GPS mode, just because it's for filming video. All the videos I filmed, I've used that mode, and I've been able to get what I feel are just excellent video quality results. Not having competition isn't necessarily a good thing for the consumer. I agree. When you don't have competition, I mean, let's look at this. I'll throw this out of the hat. You look at, and this is all I'm going to say about it, but when you don't have competition, problems are created. If you look at government-led healthcare, and you look at the premiums that increase annually because there's only one controlling entity, and they can charge whatever they want to charge, up. They're going to continue to jack that price up and up and up and up. And the same thing with a privately held company. Let's just say like a DJI, a company that's I think they're private. Are they publicly traded? I don't think DJI is publicly traded yet. But yeah, without having competition, it's for the consumer, expect to pay more, because if they rule the drone industry, they can charge what they want to because they know people demand that product, and that's where we, being drone hobbyists, will really enjoy some healthy competition. We've seen people try to compete with DJI, and in my book, in my mind, the GoPro was going to be DJI's first competition, but then DJI comes out with Mavic. So again, I haven't had my hands on Mavic or Karma, but my assumption is that we still don't have a true competitor for DJI, and it's kind of a shame. I mean, I would love to see, even if someone like Apple didn't acquire DJI, I would love to see someone like Apple start to develop their own drone. Can you imagine if Apple developed a drone? We know it would be small. We know it would be refreshed at least once a year, maybe twice. We know that it would be, it'd be overpriced, but it would be very well designed. So someone says that's true. Normally DJI would increase their prices, but since Karma came about, they had to reduce to compete. Exactly. So I mean that's interesting you say that, because before Karma and before Mavic actually hit the street, this is the first time, and maybe y'all are aware of a time where this happened, but this is the first time where I've witnessed DJI panic in reaction to an upcoming product, in this case GoPro Karma. That seems to suggest that the DJI may have genuinely felt that GoPro was going to be a threat, and like you just stated, they lowered their price because they knew that to compete with GoPro, which, even if you don't know drones, you've probably heard of GoPro. Maybe you've been skiing, maybe you've been hiking or skydiving. you've probably used a GoPro or you know someone that has. So that brand recognition of GoPro is very strong. And when you're looking at other companies out there that have attempted to compete with DJI, just to go down a laundry list here, you got Parrot, you've got AirDog, you've got Unique, you've got Alltel, you've got those brands. When you say those brands, it's not like saying GoPro. When you say GoPro, out of all those other brands, including DJI for that matter, when you say GoPro, there's just that level of heightened name recognition that these other brands they unfortunately don't have yet. They haven't been around long enough, and the drone industry is still so niche that a lot of people aren't able to recognize those brand names, but they are able to recognize GoPro. And for that reason, I see, even for the people that may not have considered a drone in the past, we're going to see people jumping on the GoPro Karma bandwagon because they're going to look at it, like their first drone experience. And, what better way to get into drones than to get into it from a company that they've been enjoying cameras potentially for, 10 years or so. Or B, they're going to look at it as, well, this is a mount for my GoPro. Or C, they're going to say, hey, this is a mount for my GoPro, but when I get this flying mount, also get a handheld mount. What a deal. And if I go with a drone from another manufacturer, I'm just going to get the flying part. Did you ever crash land your Phantom 4? I'm treating mine like a baby. Do you think that it's the best in durability? I would say out of all the Phantoms that I've owned, and that's Phantom 1, Phantom 2, Phantom 2 Vision Plus, Phantom 3 Pro, and now the Phantom 4, from a build quality perspective, just to put it in your hands to pick it up, the weight, just the overall feel of the plastic or whatever material it's made out of, it just seems to be very well made. And to look at it, whereas in the past, it was, and I don't mean this in a degrading way, but if you look at a Phantom 1, for example, when I look at a Phantom 1 now, and then I look at a Phantom 4, when I look at a Phantom 1, it's more like a little plastic Easter egg. Like you go on an Easter egg hunt, you get those little cheap shells. But when I look at the Phantom 4, I think of plastic that's more along the lines of, I'm just looking around my studio to see something it's a more heavy, I guess like a video game controller, that more heavy and more solid type feel of plastic. So I would say out of all the drones that I've had, the structural quality of the Phantom 4 is definitely the best. And I've never, I never, and knock on wood, I've never crashed it. But I attribute that to my hundreds of hours of flying Phantoms. So, I've developed this degree of confidence that, I know what to do, and I know if I do encounter a situation while I'm flying, I know how to quickly react. And again, I'm always flying in a safe and responsible location, so I don't have to worry about crashing into stuff. Let's see. Did those guys who tried to buy you out for which you went on a plane ever come back with a higher offer? Oh, you're talking about the video. Let me get a link for everyone that's may not have seen that video on my channel. I think that was, what was that, about a year or 2 years ago. Let me load that up and I'll link it in here for everybody. The short answer is that I've had a ton of people interested in this, and it's like anything else that one may become involved with. People see the value, people see the growth, people want to be part of it, people want to try to take it away. And one thing that I will say, as I find this link for everyone, one thing that I will say is that I'm not part of a network. I'm an independent channel. Everything that I've done, whether you like it, whether you don't, I've done it on my own. It's been trial and error, and it's a lot of things I've done. Some things I've done have failed. Some things have performed really well. But the bottom line is that, and here's a video. It was December of 2014. But the bottom line is that anytime that you become involved with something that the masses perceive as being successful, they're going to want a piece of it, or they're going to want to try to take it over. And my mission, and it's always been my mission, it will remain my mission, 1 billion video views and beyond. My mission is to continue to have fun, continue to grow, and ultimately, the biggest, there's a link to the video in the chat for everyone, but ultimately it's just a matter of being able to experiment with things, travel to places, do things that are concurrently entertaining, yet provide value from a content perspective. So things I can do that I genuinely enjoy, that for others may provide, it may just be entertainment value, there may be some educational value, there may just be, some of the content may be perceived as little value for a lot of people, and that's perfectly fair. I mean, for me, everything I do is something I enjoy. And if it's something that I do on this channel that I don't enjoy, I'm doing it to see if I can figure out how I would like that. Maybe it's and a good example of that would be some of the drones that I've messed with in the past, some that I didn't necessarily, and I don't want to badmouth any of the companies, but some of the drones that I messed with that I otherwise would not have messed with had I not run this channel, because I knew that, this drone, company XYZ, is getting a lot of buzz on the internet, but I'm happy with my DJI Phantom. Why would I want to try that? But I've tried stuff just for the sake of my audience, and that's the thrill. That's the thrill of all this. Did you ever have to swap out motors or make repairs to any of your DJI drones? I've never had any problems with my motors. I have had people report. It's been a recurring theme with the Phantom 3 series. Now, I never encountered it, but the recurring theme with the Phantom 3 was that people noticed cracks below the motors. Now, keep in mind, before I flew my Phantom 3 for the first time, I installed my quick disconnect prop guard. So my assumption is that the thinner shell of the Phantom 3 was likely susceptible to breaks or cracks, and those are likely the result. Any sort of aircraft, when it's flying, if it's depending upon the flight, it can create stress on the wings and other parts. Just like with the drone, if you had those screws that were over tightened from the factory, over time that would create stress, which could then turn into stress fractures, also known as cracks. So my assumption is that since I put the quick disconnect prop guards on prior to my first flight, if my Phantom 3 was going to be susceptible to cracking, that eliminated it. I was able to avoid that problem if it was going to occur. Do you change props a lot? Do you think that you need to swap them after X amount of flights? Like anything else before flying, and this is just best practice. Best practice for me before flying is to go out and thoroughly inspect that drone before each flight. That's looking at the props, visually inspecting, looking to see if there's any cracks, make sure there's not, like from a previous flight, maybe a bug got stuck on it and it could degrade the flight performance. Checking the battery for any sort of imperfections that may result in unsafe flight, cracks in the body of the drone. Checking the controller battery, making sure it's properly charged before I take off, those sorts of things. But as far as props are concerned, unless it's damaged, I don't swap them out. Actually, my Phantom 4, I'm still running the original 4 props. It came with 8. So it came with 4 and then 4 spares. And the 4 spares, I've still got the little plastic nipple covers over the middle so that when I pull them out of my prop sack, I know that those are the new ones. And I don't want to take that nipple cover off until I've broken a prop or lost a prop and need to use it in place of the old prop. So yeah, lots of fun stuff coming here. I mean, I wanted to touch base with everyone because, again, I haven't had a live show in a while, and I want y'all to know that it's going to be it's going to be Droney's paradise here in the next few weeks. Hopefully, starting this week when Karma arrives, because that's I know I've been. I've had many sleepless nights sitting there thinking, when's this drone going to arrive? And I've got the Karma should be here next week. So be fun stuff. And yeah, so this is I appreciate the big audience. I mean, this is spur of the moment live show. I'm going to try to get some more scheduled live shows soon, so that everyone will know, when one's about to pop up, and hopefully be able to make arrangements to attend and comment live. You're one of my favorite YouTubers. Hey, appreciate that, because again, this is a one-person operation. Actually, two. You got Sean Coonery right here. So yeah, it's good to have that feedback from my viewers. I appreciate it. And with that being said, I've got to whoa, Sean Coonery, whoa. I got to smoke some ribs because I'm hungry. So I'm gonna smoke some barbecue, and I will be, again, stay tuned to my channel, and also 400orbelow.com, my website, because we're gonna have tons of content here with the Mavic and the GoPro Karma. And as you watch those videos, ask as many questions as you want. Tell me what you would like to see, because it's my, the initial field test obviously is getting out there, obviously safe and responsible location, understanding what I'm doing, but going at it from the perspective that, anything can happen. Not editing the video, and this is just taking it out of the box, taking it to the field, seeing what happens. So when you watch that, if there's anything specific that you would want to see, I'll definitely try my best to go out in the field and test that particular scenario. So, yes, I do. How about John G? Remember me? I do. So we got tons of people in here. Yep, yeah, interested in Karma drone review. Some reviews stating it's heavy and leads to short flights. Well, and that's, it definitely looks heavier than the DJI Mavic. So that's going to be a real treat to test. And again, the Karma I hope to have next week. So within about 2 days, I ought to have the Karma. The Mavic, I still don't know how soon I'm going to get the Mavic. And what's disappointing is that I pre-ordered it as soon as possible. And I mean, that's just how it works. A great channel. Greetings from Austria. Austria, great place. That is on my to-do list, because I want to go over there and do the Oktoberfest thing and see the mountains and ski and eat some good food. I love German food, goulash and that sort of stuff. And if subscriber says Phantom 2 Vision Plus, that's impressive. Well, everyone, I've got to go. I got to get some apple juice. Stay tuned for Chef IrixGuy's videos, because I will be documenting the rib smoking process, so you'll be able to see that if you're interested in food. But that's all for this live show. Stay tuned for more live shows very soon. And again, I'm going to increase the frequency of these live shows. This was just a spur of the moment, and wanted to get this out there. And other than that, this new YouTube live. So everything looked clear in the 10. Are we all able to get 1080p live, or is it a lesser resolution for you? Because this is a new setup. Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Glad y'all like the content, and again, a lot more coming soon. But I gotta go grill. So I'm gonna turn off my live studio here.